Hi, it's Oz Lily, and I just thought I would talk to you a little bit today. It's fascinating. I just had a few revelations, realizations. This morning we read together every morning, Joseph and I, we pray together, read Hondoke, and then have breakfast together. And this morning, while we were having breakfast, the neighbor came out to water her garden, and it was past 10 o'clock. I don't, 9 o'clock. It was between 9 and 10, I guess, and we were, as usual, enjoying ourselves, leisurely having our breakfast and discussing. We do a lot of talking together. We study together, we pray together, we sleep together, and that is truly the foundation of a good, lasting relationship. Yesterday we had our son and granddaughter here visit us for the day. That was lovely too. So, what I wanted to talk about, the one first point, I just thought I ought to be posting this a little bit more publicly. Yesterday, something I posted on my YouTube channel, didn't share it anywhere else. And I thought, oh, well, should I be telling people I'm the 71-year-old who's still looking for her identity? I realized last week, who did I talk to? Yes, I talked to Sabina yesterday in the mastermind meeting. I've been I just discovered a lady, a professor at the University of Rostock, and I'm fascinated by her clarity, her approach. She introduces herself with her name, her pitch, her identity. She calls herself, "Hello, I'm Ada." Ada does Ada is Anders. Ada does things differently, and she tells you about what she's talking about: values, ethics, AI, and other worlds. And I love that. I think it's really great how she clearly tells you what her topics are, what she's focusing on. And I'm almost ashamed to say, well, I still don't know what I should be focusing on, right? Over 5 years ago, was it 5 years ago, where I paid a lot of money for my first mentoring course? I had retired. I was getting ready for, or had already had my knee operations, and I knew I would be out of action physically for a while. And I had saved up money from my UN work time and the final payment when I finished work, the lump sum. There wasn't a lump sum. I mean, there was a bit more of a couple of months extra pay that I got. So I splurged all of that on a course, on a mentoring course for myself. And all of these mentoring things are about making money, going out into business, being visible. And yes, I do believe I ought to be more visible. And I have every symptom that every one of you has: imposter syndrome, and oh, I'm not good enough, and who's interested in me. And it just occurred to me today, just before I went online, maybe it'll be helpful to some of you guys in your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s to recognize that it's okay and you can overcome it. Well, if it took me that long, can you really overcome it? Well, no, the point is you've got to do something about it. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm out here and I'm talking. I haven't posted anywhere yet, so let's see where it goes. And have courage, because when I followed Ada, it was fascinating to go back through her Instagram posts and to see the development, because there's a time, 10 or 20 posts back, where she says she doesn't know where she's going. She doesn't know what she's going to do. All the most recent ones, clear identity, I am, I stand for, and I'm going to talk to you. And her authority, I'm a professor at the university. So my authority is, okay, I'm a mother of 5 sons. I'm an Australian living in Austria. I'm fully integrated. I have a good marriage. I'm been married to my husband for decades. My children come and visit me. I have one granddaughter. And that's not all. That's not it. This morning, when we were reading the testimonies from the Unification missionaries who went out from Germany in 1975, I was in tears, because the person edited that book was I was doing a course with her a few years ago, and we had both versions. We had the English book and the German book. And it was interesting for me to try and compare the translations, because at one stage I had been asked to help with the translation, and then that fizzled out. Somebody had made a statement that I was too expensive, and I never got asked anything else after that, even though I've never charged anything. Anyhow, pause. So these are the bits, these pauses that you young guys will be cutting out of the videos, every 10-second break, chop, 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 chop. What I realized, wow, I've had all these realizations. Yesterday I was watching Igor Pagani, and I realized he goes through, brings a lot of content, and I love it. I'm fascinated. I love the fact that he, born in Bratislava, grew up in Austria. I think now he lives in Portugal and in business in America. He's trilingual. So am I. He's Slovak. My parents were Czech. But at that time when my parents were born, it was Czechoslovakia was together. I did my 40 days missionary in Bratislava, where he grew up, where he was born, where his mother comes from. So I really feel an affiliation with this Igor, and I'm looking forward to one day perhaps meeting him, because he's about the age of my fourth son. And it's just great to know that your kids are successful, professional, and capable. Yes, that's what I'm proud of. I'm really proud of my kids. And yet this, when I go live and post, has to be about me, not my kids. They don't want to, I can't sell them. It's about me and my role and what I've done with my life. So what I was talking about was the missionaries, and Mariana Butzlauf, who was the main editor of the biographies of the 1975 missionaries from Germany into the world. When she asked me to support her in her course, she was doing a course on how to write your autobiography. Well, that's my expertise. I helped to record the videos, to post them, to share them. We didn't share them publicly. We only shared them amongst the participants. And when we were reading the text from her this morning, we were so moved by the way that she did the introduction, a clear hook, why to read this biography. Imagine if you've been sent into a country and you are suspected of being a CIA spy. It's true. We were visiting last week with Wolfgang Shavala, who was in Afghanistan and told us that story. So it made me realize we are also those, in German, Zeitzeugen, the witnesses, the time witnesses. We have been encouraged to write the stories, the apostles, the books of the apostles, the Acts of the Apostles. We are the disciples of Reverend and Mrs. Sun Myung Moon, Hak Ja Han, Holy Mother Han, and I feel very clearly this calling, this necessity to document so much, even though most of my days I spend going over thousands of photos and postings, to the point where I think, what's the point? Perhaps I should just delete them all and forget about it. And then I read this book this morning with Joseph and recognize, yeah, of course, you won't want to look at everything I've recorded and everything I've kept. And it would be good for me to really start to declutter a lot of the ballast and the extra stuff. However, I'm grateful for this opportunity to just share a little bit here. And this is an exercise in just doing it, so that I can get the feedback from myself when I look at it. And especially if anybody else has a look and has anything to say, to give me feedback. Lily, great job. Keep doing it. Lily, you shouldn't talk so much about this. Lily, whatever. Give me your tips. Give me your feedback with respect, with dignity, because I am very, very sensitive and I do take it seriously. And it's still better to get some feedback than none at all. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you again.